It's so much better seeing her dance to the intro music in person. Welcome back to Branding Banter, your promo podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA.
I'm Meg Erber, Director of Sales over at Performa. I'm like, where am I today?
I know now it's
noisy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. And then, yeah, it's like now where in the world is Meg now instead of where in the world is Sarah. But Sarah Goshgarian Unruh, National Sales Manager at Stalls.
Nah, see, Meg is in the place where she normally is. We're
That's
the ones
true.
that are actually traveling this time. Meg,
guess,
where are you? Why are you not here?
Where is here? Where are we?
Yeah, where are you first off?
ASI Chicago.
No, so I just got back from Kansas City, which we had our national convention and family reunion. I was so stoked to be there. I have total FOMO. I don't know if you guys were watching the news last week, but the weather on the East Coast was horrendous. And then there was some type of CrowdStrike hack to the airlines. I was involved in that travel day, 27 hours of it to be exact. And my luggage was also a victim of that as well. And that just showed up yesterday morning. So, yeah, I could come to Chicago without my luggage. It's fine. I have an extra bag. I have more clothes. But y'all, the hair.
You know what? This is why you should fly Southwest, Meg, because I flew back from Aruba on Friday, and I had zero issues with Southwest.
Well, Southwest doesn't fly into Bangor. And matter of fact, the airport is like one room big. So there was no flight. My options were at one point on let's say it was hour 19 of flying. My options were, you're not getting home. You can fly to Chicago and sit on standby, or you can fly to Charlotte and sit on standby. And I was like,
Yeah.
I still had another flight at 5 o'clock on another airline. With that?
Go ahead. She asked, "What was that?"
I couldn't hear you.
You're fine. I said neither are appealing because I've been stuck in both cities before, so it's just
yeah. So it doesn't matter. I ended up making it home. My luggage didn't, but it's all here except for a few things that are missing out of my bag. But it's fine. American Airlines.
So hold on. You said that flying to Chicago and sitting on standby was an option.
It was. This was a week ago, and I don't want to just sit there and
where's
what I was wearing.
Where's your commitment to the in-person feeling of Branding Banter? I just want to put it out there.
I'm just disappointed. I know I do have FOMO, but I was so exhausted, and I would not have been in a pleasant mood if it was today and I was still in the same clothes as last week.
Oh, good.
Over there.
Listen, if you can't see it in the image behind us, we are right in front of our awesome sponsors for today's episode. So, Meg, if you would be so kind as to let us know about our friends at Alpha Broder.
You know, that is exciting. I was going to say, you guys are at ASI Chicago, and you are in the Alpha Broder booth. And what Alpha Broder is known for is being America's leading supplier of not only wholesale apparel, but promotional products and imprintable goods as well. Alpha Broder products build brands, champion causes, acknowledge achievements, and offer limitless solutions. They carry more than 6,500 styles from over 60 brands of classic and trending products like wholesale t-shirts, fleece, drinkware, bags, journals, and more. So if you're at ASI Chicago, stop by and please tell them that the folks over at Branding Banter said hi and that they sent you. And actually, by the time this comes out, it'll be tomorrow morning. So ASI will be over. So,
we're not live. See, this is the drama of pre-recording.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Live-ish.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
thanks for reading that.
Yeah, no problem. And the one thing that I actually missed and I was really looking forward to that you both got to do this week was the Soardist Tour over there. So I would love to hear more about it. I don't know anything about this company. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I want to start out just saying how clever it was for Soardist to actually take advantage of, this show coming into their own backyard. Soardist, I guess, just recently opened up a factory here in Chicago for U.S. manufacturing.
Literally, I think they bought it January, had a few pieces of equipment that were slowly coming in, and basically in 2 months, Jackie got that thing up and running, and it was amazing. They really gave a fantastic.
Wow.
It was a great experience, honestly. So first of all, there was, flag banners that they obviously printed. So Soardist, for those that don't know, is a full cut and sew sublimation operation. They specialize in banners and tents and all sorts of really cool stuff like that, and also have gotten into apparel and bags. So really great operation, but they had flags out in front of registration so that everybody knew where to sort of meet up at. And they brought everybody over to the factory by bus. It was probably, what, a 15-minute ride, maybe? It was very close
Wow.
and then, we broke up into two groups because there were so many people there. How many people would you say was there? Probably 50 or so?
Yeah, I was going to say about 50.
Yeah, it was a decent crowd, honestly.
And all distributors. So we were the only ones from a supplier standpoint that got to kind of tag along and see behind the scenes. It was fun.
It was funny because we actually got stiff armed
We
while
did.
we were trying to get on the bus. They were like, no, suppliers are not allowed.
And we're like, no,
And I said,
we're training
no.
this for a podcast.
I was personally invited by the Soardist people to be here. Let me through.
Let us through.
That's cool. You're like, sorry, VIP.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Rules.
So, but yes, we went into the facility. They broke us up into two separate groups so that we could effectively move through the building, which was a very substantial size, actually.
Yeah.
2 stories, beautiful office space. So, first place we ended up going to was, I guess it's a showroom, right?
Yeah, showroom.
And they just walked us through all the products that they're doing and how they differ from the competition that they deal with. And just an amazing experience.
So
And then
real quick, what does differ? So I don't know who Soardist is. Tell me who the company is first, like what kind of products, and then what differentiates them from their competition, just so we can kind of give the audience and myself like a visual on this.
Yeah, so everything's sublimated and cut and sewn that they do. So they can do fully custom whenever it comes to, they started with flags, was really like their entry point into the market. So single-sided and double-sided that they'll do. And then they grew into tents. And so your 5x5, 10x10, 10x20 tents that you want to have pop up. And then they have this hex frame that's actually pretty light, but it was really sturdy. Like he was hanging on it, which was pretty cool. And then now they've gotten into clothes. And so they have some clothing, but it's all sublimated bags. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah and I were both we were both trying to plot how to steal one of the hex frame tents.
Yeah.
The 10x10 canopies, or the they smaller size as well, a 5x5, I believe it was, and they can go bigger too, 10x20, 20x20, and these things are built very, very nicely.
Yeah.
And it's a very affordable price compared to what else is in the marketplace. It's almost like getting a super high quality product for a very budget price, like you're thrift shopping essentially.
Yeah. Wow. Now, do they do like one-piece minimums, or is it large quantities?
Nope, one-piece minimums. And the super smart thing that they did is now with their Chicago facility, like their tents, anything that's not really fully custom, I would say, like your out of the box kind of tent, probably they're doing out of Chicago. So then everything's made in the USA.
Wow, that's incredible. And I think what's really good about being in Chicago is you're right in the middle of the country. So the ship times are going to be shorter, on at least, or like split. So if you're on the East Coast, you have a 5 to 6 day, ship time to the West Coast and vice versa. So it's really smart. They picked a good location.
Their production on most of their stuff is like 1 to 2 days.
Yeah.
As long as you're providing the artwork correctly, and there's not issues with, having to revamp the art in order to make it, print ready. I believe the production is like 1 to 2 days. There's some things I think that might have been like 2 to 3 days. It might have been the tent actually. Yeah. But if they're shipping here in Chicago, you're hitting most of the country within 2 to 3 days, I would imagine. So
yeah,
you're talking about like a week turn time.
That's really cool.
Like you said, even in their offshore stuff, even if it is something that they have to do at the factory, higher quantities, they're still shipping that stuff out very, very fast.
Yeah, 2 to 3 days ship. So, which is amazing. So really fast production.
I love being a distributor now because I get to ask these questions and I truly care. It's like self-serving again. So no, I love that. So so factory tour. It was big. They were 2 floors. You're saying offices, really nice. What type of how do I put this? Because I know there's some places that have robots. Do they have the robots in there? Is it forklifts? Is it just people hand picking? Do they go for that?
No, everything is hand. Everybody's on the floor. And so you've got your sublimation area, and then they were doing some DTF too. And then it just kind of moved through the process. But it was all people, no robots.
It was actually very efficiently set up. The process goes literally from one stage straight to the next. So it's the factory is actually laid out in chronological order, if you will. So on the side of the wall, they've got all of these huge rolls of fabric that they bring in from their I guess facility in China. So you're getting the same product whether you're ordering it and producing it here domestically or over there. And so they take the fabric and they take it to the machines. They've got 1-stage and 2-stage dye sublimation machines there, and it's pretty awesome to see that large format stuff go to work. They've got giant, I guess, robotics. They did have, like, I guess you'd call them a CNC machine for the cutting, which was pretty cool. And then packaging, so it goes stage to stage to stage, like in chronological order. So it was really, really cool to see.
Yeah, it really seems like they're up to par with all the technological advancements, making sure that it's streamlined and efficient. I said streamlined and efficient. No, that's really smart. I love that. Now, I think a big topic that a lot of distributors are looking for when they're picking suppliers to work with are, sustainability and ethics. Did they talk about what they're doing to manage waste and recycling within their facility or outside? Did they talk to that at all? Were the products being sustainable?
Not really.
I don't think they did.
That's okay. These are just questions I hear.
I will say this. I'm going to help them out. I don't think that they were necessarily aiming for that, but in one of the things that they had mentioned, they've got their banner stands and stuff like that. And they did mention retractable banners, how a lot of times those things are always, either curling on the edges or breaking and you've got to replace them. Whereas, what they're doing is basically you've got that frame and you can, reuse or reproduce just the skin itself. Use that frame and it lasts a hell of a lot longer than your typical banner stand. So
there you go.
As far as eco or sustainability, it's like I've heard the guy at
Lastability.
The best sustainable product is something that somebody's not going to throw away.
Yep, exactly. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. When you can reuse those things over and over, that's
there was something really cool that I had not seen before, and I don't know if you had seen it, but they have the proprietary rights to this piece that attaches to the outside of the frame that you can put like flags on. So if you can imagine that you've got like a tent set up, like if this was a tent behind us, and then to have a flag then like attached to it that then gives you some more visibility from far away. That was pretty cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I need to get a pirate flag made for the lake house then, right? Like I need to get one for the house.
100%. All right. Yeah. And we're going to add that to our beach tents that we're trying to figure out how we can get home. So
I love it. So, okay, a couple more questions. So
I have to say.
Oh yeah. Then they treated everybody to lunch afterwards, after the factory tour. So they opened up, they had like
a taco guy.
It's basically a food truck guy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in a food truck. He was actually cooking all the stuff in one of their hex tents, which was awesome. So showing you how to properly use the product. But the freaking food was amazing.
Oh, I mean, it was so good. Like
legit tacos.
He went back for seconds. He was like, those were phenomenal.
I did.
That's what they're doing right. They're showing it in an application form, right? And that's how you sell a product. Like, I can see tents all day long. There's 50 suppliers here at the show that probably sell tents. When you're using it in an application, you're providing that experience, and people are going to remember it. So I love it. So you're at this factory tour. They're probably trying to show off what the workplace looks like. From an outsider's point of view, can you describe what the company culture is over there at Soardist and like how it was portrayed during that factory tour?
I know from a sales rep perspective of Mark, who works there, and then I'm sorry, I forgot his name.
Mike Impey and Caitlin Lankaski. I'm going to butcher her last name. I apologize, Kate.
And David Davidis. Gosh, I just butchered his name too. That is so bad. Davis.
Hey, we got the first name.
He's gonna be like, thanks, so appreciate that, Sarah. But like they've been there for a while, right? And they've when the company first started and came about, and they've all done such a phenomenal job of working together to grow the company, and they really are listening to what the customers are doing. Everybody is super, to your point, like from a culture perspective, like happy. They were so welcoming. Everyone was so excited to have people there inside of their facility. Like this was a big home run for them. I feel like this was
good.
So it felt good, right? And they're people that
And
make I don't know, they
I was just
make you
gonna,
feel good.
sorry for interrupting, but yeah, I was gonna say one of the things that I think nowadays a lot of people want to hear about is, you know, the diversity in the building, or
Yeah.
you know, is it, you know, the typical reflection of the industry? And I would say absolutely not. It was actually a lot of young people, probably trilingual. I know
Yeah.
there's Spanish, I'm assuming Chinese and
Yeah.
English. So very, very awesome to see the diversity in the place and how it was a young demographic. So really cool to see.
I love that because, you know, I think the typical age or average age for this industry is 65, 70, and we really need to have legacy plan, have some type of succession plan, like who's going to replace. We have to generate excitement with the next generation to come in to this industry and take over, and that's really exciting to hear. Was there anything else?
This show is the first time I've actually felt like we're starting to see a shift in this industry. It feels very, very different. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's starting to. Like, I feel like it really is like starting to feel that way.
Yeah, but it almost has to, because like you said, Meg, the average age of people in this industry is like 70 years old, 60, 70 years old. They're phasing out. Not that we're trying to push them out or anything like that, but I mean, that business has to go somewhere. So it's nice to see that the younger generation is finally starting to come on. Now somebody that's, you know, middle-aged, I'm not loving that so much, because now we're the old guys in the room.
I was like, weird to be like the old people in the room sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I walked into like a bar and I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm the oldest person here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's still a good feeling. And I like to see, I don't know, the I can't talk today.
Re-energized.
Re-energized.
It is still early
industry.
here. We're an hour behind. I see Sarah's got her coffee in her hand, but you know, I don't think she's gotten through much of it. I haven't had coffee yet this morning, but
yeah.
Oh man. Well, it sounds like the tour was great, and I think this is a great segue into like wrapping up with with how the show is. So what are some highlights from the show? Like, what everyone that's sitting at home, we all have FOMO. My phone has not stopped blowing up with pictures and people, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, damn luggage. So what am I missing out on? What are the folks at home missing out on?
Yeah, it's interesting. So, okay, I will say this. It's in a different hall. Like if you've ever been in ASI Chicago, it's always been in the same location. I feel like we're like creatures of habit. We all know you go up the like stairs and like then you turn left. Like we all are creatures of habit, right? We're on the opposite side. And so I don't know if it's from a layout, and I actually haven't asked yet, but the rows are like endless. So I feel like there are a lot more suppliers that are here that are showcasing than in years past. And I think like post-COVID, like every year it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if ASI releases those numbers, because it could be the way that the hall is just laid out. But I can tell you from the supplier's perspective, exhibiting here, yesterday we were busy the entire day with the exception of like the last hour. And there's 3 of us. So it was good. It was very, very good.
Yeah, same for with us. So it's been fantastic from a traffic perspective, and good, just steady is what I would say, which I think is always great. Like for me, from a supplier standpoint, I'd rather it be steady than to have this big rush and then be dead the rest of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Through the rush.
So steady throughout the day is fantastic.
So I know when building a trade show out, the biggest challenge that people have is trying to get people to stay the night and come to the last day of the show. Is ASI doing anything like fun? Are they having like puppies come on? Are they doing like a llama yoga? Is there anything that they're doing from a standpoint to kind of like
to participate in llama yoga? Just FYI, like that sounds amazing. We had the House of Blues party last night, and so they had great activations that were actually happening there too. They had some T-shirts that were giving away, a new bag company, a new tote, and then Outdoor Cap was doing an activation with hats and patches on their hats. So it was cool. They try to engage people. They did live karaoke there.
And they were even using the best heat presses in the industry from stalls.
Wow. So it came full circle then. I love it. I love it. Well, I can tell you from missing out on this stuff, I definitely have FOMO, and I'm really glad that you guys got to do this in person together. It's so cute. And I'm very jealous, but any last thoughts on ASI Chicago or the tour?
Oh, This makes me excited for PPAI and Vegas. Not to and ASI Orlando too, but this gets me excited for what this next year is going to look like. So
I bet.
This is the first time that the first time in probably 3 years that I've been to the ASI Chicago show. So it was nice to see the changes that have been made. I like the new hall. I think it's more connected. The thing about ASI Chicago that I've always noticed in the past is that when it was at the other location, we always ended up staying further away, kind of like you ended up doing this time. And just taking an Uber into the convention center every morning just kind of sucked. So being connected to the hotel that we're staying at is really nice. I know that's probably just a logistical thing, and I'm sure a lot of people have not had to do what we've had to do in the past. But that's been really cool. Definitely excited about the second day here. We'll sort of see momentarily how that gets up and going. And we'll see if people stick around because, like you said, Meg, it is sort of a very just a large regional show in that sense. So hopefully day 2 is good. And
I hope it's good for you. Yeah. And well, make sure you tell the folks over at Alpha Broder that I said hi. And if you guys are at the show, again, Alpha Broder is America's leading supplier of wholesale apparel, promotional products, and imprintable goods. Alpha Broder products build brands, champion causes, acknowledge achievements, and offer limitless solutions. They carry more than over 6,500 styles from 60-plus brands of classic and trending products like wholesale t-shirts, fleece, drinkware, bags, journals, and more. And then thank you guys. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make sure you go check them out at alphabroder.com, you guys, and tell them that Brandy Banter sent you. And Meg, hopefully next time we're in person, we're all together. I think that would be fun. I always love those episodes a lot because we get to hang out and chat and talk, and So hey, Vegas, baby.
Good. Vegas, baby. All right, see you guys.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you.